and we're going to talk about the whole process of how it went for me and my husband when purchasing our next investment property. You have picked your house, you have submitted the documentation, you submit your last initial deposit. All right, we're back. Here goes the coffee, which is now water and ice. But we're going to put this aside and we're going to talk about the whole process of how it went for me and my husband when purchasing our next investment property. Honest truth, I used to live in Lehigh, which is where I bought my first property. It turned out that we decided to sell that one to buy another one. We did not think that Gateway or Fort Myers was going to be our area, but we decided to go for it. It was always a dream for me to live in a gated community, which has been a wow factor, especially for the kids. I wanted this for the kids so they can be in a more safer area. Gateway was ideal for me because it's all I knew. How did we end up here in Gateway? Meant to say Fort Myers. So this is a Timber Creek community. When we came here to talk to Lennar's salespeople, you need to know two things. One, Lennar has their own realtors are representing Lennar, which is the builder. If you're deciding to come in here and buy an investment property or your dream home or whichever might be the reason why you're looking to move into this community, find a trusted advisor that's going to guide you through the whole process. Even though, we have our duty, them Lennar sellers, to guide you and walk you through the whole process, it's best if you have somebody that you trust that could educate you along the way. Very, very, very important. So we come in here, we go to the sales house. It's one of the model homes, and we decided to sit down with one of the sales reps. Now, obviously, we didn't look when we first moved in here into the other options that, are not in our reach when it comes to price. So this time around, we wanted to venture out and learn about the different options that they offer. So it was very interesting. The moment we decided, okay, let's go and take a look at one of the model homes. I like this one. What happens next? You get an email from the rep, and if you have a realtor, they're gonna get the email as well with the next step to follow. And I'm gonna open up my email and literally read to you exactly what it says. So the first email that you would get once you decide to purchase a home here says paperwork, next step. You have to complete 3 steps. The first one is to fill out the purchase paperwork. You're gonna get that as a DocuSign. Your realtor would get that. If you need help, ask them for guidance. The second one would be to accept the terms, and it's more about like the floor plan, the features that it includes. So you are signing off that you're aware that you know of what you decided to choose when picking your house. The one we chose has 2 different styles. So regardless of what is it that you decide, you have to make sure that you read through this document, and what you chose is actually what reflects on this document when you're signing. And the third step would be to get a link for you to submit your deposit, and that will be the last step. So once you submit that, you're good to go. You're under contract. So after you submit all those documents, it happens really quick. The agent on the other side of the transaction gets involved right away. You have 2 options. You can have your own lender, or you can go with the Lennar lenders, which they have incentives if you choose that route. If you try to go that route and you don't qualify with the Lennar mortgage, you're more than welcome to choose your own and still get the incentives that Lennar are offering. Something that you have to keep in mind is that it's a lot of paperwork that they're going to require, right? And so once you submit all that documentation to them, you'll get what is called a pre-approval letter. And with that, the lender will send that to Lennar, and from there on, you could just move on to the next step. So I didn't really take care of any of the documentation that needed to be provided to the lender. My husband did all that homework. It's a lender that we trust, that we use for this one, and now we're using them for the next one. So if you need a lender, let me know. I have trusted advisor that can help you out with that process. After that step, you have chosen your property. You already did all the paperwork with the lender. The process takes a little bit longer. There's a silent moment from the time that you complete all that until the property is already completed. So now in the meantime, there is Lennar Title who is involved in all the documentation and completing the transaction. They don't start handling that paperwork not until at least a month before the closing takes place. So you have picked your house, you have submitted the documentation that Lennar is requiring from you. You have chosen to go with Lennar Mortgage or your lender. You did all that paperwork. Now that you have done all that paperwork, you submit your last initial deposit to complete that. Your next step would be to just wait. Make sure you're in constant communication with the realtor that you choose to make sure that the process is going smooth. If you need a trusted advisor, somebody that could guide you through the whole process and educate you on your best options, I will be more than happy to help you out through this whole process. Lennar has their real estate agents in place. They're representing Lennar. They can also help you out, but you want somebody that you could trust and that will take the time and put in all the effort to take you from point A to point B with no hassle. So that's basically it. We're done. Do me a favor and ring the bell, subscribe, and comment below if you happen to have any questions that I could answer. I will be more than happy to help you out in this whole process. Stay tuned for our next video.